Afternoon all. How are we all doing? So I'm not... Cut a long story short. Let me just boot up my platform. I took a futures trade this morning on my ETF account. And I can't remember where it was. I basically played the same trade as I did on the other account, on the my CFD account. Where was it? There. Right. So basically, I took a long trade to trade the gap fill on the ES this morning, playing the same as the gap fill on the DAX basically. So I entered in with a couple of long positions. We drew back down. I entered in with a third long position down here. No, there's a few actually. I think I was four contracts short basically from wherever it was I entered anyway. I got into $630 worth of drawdown, and all of a sudden Elite shut my account, and I was like, what? They closed all my trades. So basically on this account, I'm trading what's called a static account, which means you get a static drawdown on the account of $650, including commission. They closed my account. They closed my trades down here, basically, right here, just before it ripped, which basically would have seen me hit target and complete the evaluation. So I emailed them and said, what the hell's going on? I've got over nearly, $1,300 of profit in the account. And they just emailed me back and said, it seems there was an issue with the risk management system last night. You are correct. The drawdown is not supposed to be trailed. We have re-enabled the account. Sorry for the inconvenience. So basically, I've lost 50% of my gained profit because they cocked up the system. So I have to say, elite funded trader, do not touch them with a barge pole. Bunch of cowboys. So basically, I'm now 2 days behind where I was when I started this morning because their system cocked up, basically. So if you want to trade futures, do not trade with Elite. They're utter bunch of cowboys. Anyway, so I'm going to go short. I'm going to scale into this one, and I'm either going to hit target and make $2,000 this afternoon, or I'm going to blow the account and cancel it. I can't be bothered mucking about with people like that. Does my head in. Anyway, hello everybody. So I just had to get off my chest. Literally as I started the live room, I just got that email come in at 2:02. What a bunch of idiots. So I'm going to ask them basically if they can put the $630 back in my evaluation account I've just lost because they closed my trade before it ripped. You saw the trade I took this morning, yeah? It was all this $500 odd profit. All these positions, basically. It wasn't those because they were losers. Where are they? All these profitable trades I put in the Telegram group. Yeah, all this lot. Yeah, it's the same setup I took. I'm livid. Yeah, so I entered here on the futures account. This is where they took me out. My stop was under here. Ripped up there, and they took the whole bloody lot. Anyway. Anywho. Morning, Funnel. Peter, David, Diamond. The dashboards really helped me. Would it be possible to create a dashboard for yesterday's high and low to be able to easily tell when the current price is in relation to the highs and lows? Well, you could do, yeah. Not quite sure how that helps you at yesterday's high-low dashboard. I did have a yesterday's high-low dashboard. Sorry, let me just... yeah, I did have a yesterday's high-low dashboard, but it didn't actually help. I couldn't really make any see any way to make it useful, because all yesterday's high and low is usually areas for liquidity runs. So we usually come down and take out yesterday's high or yesterday's low. So if it's below it or above it, you find you just end up looking at the chart. You got an alert to say it's just crossed yesterday's low, and you'd end up staring at that chart, and it would just continue doing that. Didn't really do an awful lot. Sorry, they've just emailed me again. So yeah, so what we'll do this afternoon is I've made about $500 odd on my account this morning. I've got a couple of trades running. I'm just going to close those out. So done $600 this morning on that trade, which I should have actually been absolutely killing it on this as well. So I'm basically going to... What have I got? $600 drawdown now available. No, $1,200 of drawdown available to me. So I'm going short this afternoon on the ES and all indices basically. I think the indices this afternoon, we've had a good push up this morning. Nice recovery. We've filled the gap across the board on all of them. So I'm looking today for a drop. We've had a good strong move up. So I'm looking for a down day. So potentially a green to red. You never know. Could go green to red. But looking for a down day. So basically I'm going to short the S&P on this account. And I'm just going to let it run. And I'm either going to hit the target and they're going to fund me, or I'm going to shut the thing down. So I'm just going to sprinkle some sell stops under there. We'll target the bottom. And yeah, see if we can get a nice nice profit. Sorry to start on a negative, but God, what's a cock up? Company can't manage a P up in a brewery, so to speak. I'm able to sit in front of my charts, so I would like to just trade the 5 minute, use the 1 hour strategy I have of all your dashboards. What's the best way to do it? Also, I don't want to use stop losses. So Michael, if you want to basically trade H1M5, you just need the H1 dash. So basically when you get alerts on the hourly dashboard, RSI dash, you're going to take trades on M5. So yeah, scaling in basically on H1 RSI extensions. So literally all you need is the dash setup on the hourly. Whenever we get any extensions, you're obviously going to get alerted to them, and then just monitor M5 and wait for reversal alerts on M5, or stick pending orders if you want to. It's up to you whether you want to wait. I mean, ideally you want to wait for the candle to close and get the alert in. But H1M5, basically, that is it. So if you can sit in front of your charts all day looking for those trades, that's the way to do it. Not a revenge trade at all, I see. It's a total revenge trade. And you know what? I don't really care, because it's cost me a couple of $100 to get basically 100k funding. So I don't really care. I don't really want the funding. If the company can't manage an evaluation and have the rules they've set in their evaluation mimicked on the account that they're letting you trade, what do you think the live account's going to be like? Their systems basically broke and stopped me out of a potential $2,000 to $3,000 profit trade with a $600 loss. I don't trust their systems. I'm not going to trade with them. Basically, I was doing it to give them a trial. I've given them a trial. They're crap. End of story. David, okay, thanks. Just back testing the high-low strategy. Was wondering how I can add the EA to the charts instead of just leaving on the chart. Would I have to eyeball where yesterday's high-lows are? Yeah, so if you want to trade using the yesterday's high-low with the EA, basically, stick that on, load your set file. Yeah, have a set file set ready to go. And pick your direction. That's all you need to do. So, for example, let's find something that's hit yesterday's high or low. So, pound Swiss hit yesterday's low. Just go out in Asia, yeah. So there's yesterday's low. So let's say, for example, you'd seen this come down and take out yesterday's low. You can stick the EA basically on the chart. Load the set file. Give it unique magic numbers. And then say, I want to go long because it's hit yesterday's low. And you're in. Does that make sense? Does that answer the question? I assume that's the question, the answer. Right. Which prop firm was this? So this is Elite. I'm not going to make this a slagging off Elite session. It's these guys. Elite Trader Funding. And basically, I've gone for their static. And the reason I went for their static, exactly, if you were in the live room this morning, this is the reason I went for their static, yeah? No trailing drawn downs. Static minimum balance. I have a maximum drawdown of $625 and a profit target of 2K. This morning on my account, I was sitting at $101,400. So I had approximately $2,000 worth of drawdown. It drew down by $630, closed my trades. So basically their rules, they can't even enforce their own rules on their own account system. So, yeah. There you go. Take from that what you will. Afternoon, Franco. Or morning, even. David. Yeah, I understand that partly. I just wouldn't want to have to eyeball where the highs and lows are. A dashboard would be beneficial. I get that. I have to say the strategy probably wouldn't work long term, because if you're going to position trade with yesterday's high and low, you've got no extension there. If you're not going to position trade and you just want to use stop loss based trades, then yeah, that would probably work. There's loads out there. If you Google yesterday's high low dashboard, you'll find about 5 or 10 out there already. So just use one of them. If there isn't one, let me know, and I could look into getting one running. I did have one. I might still have the code for it. I'll have a look. But I'm pretty sure you'll find one out there. So, yeah. Okay, really glad I went with Apex. Yeah, I've never had a problem with Apex. Apex is absolutely fine. I just haven't been trading my Apex account at the moment. I'm keeping it a little bit low-key on that. So I thought I'll give these Elite guys a trial. And the reason being is because of that. That's why. That's what attracted me to them, was this fixed drawdown thing. They can't even bloody enforce it. But anyway, so I'm still in it, and I'm going to either smash it today or I'm not going to smash it. And if I'm not going to smash it, I'm going to cancel it, and I don't care. Anyway, right, so on other news, I set up a prop trial with 8cap, not 8cap, Funded Trading Plus. We were discussing them this morning. So I've set up a trial with them, and I'm going to scout the S&P and the indices on this account. So this is a 50k account. Profit target on it is 3k, I think. 5k, sorry. I've got 3k drawdown. So it's just I was just on their website and it just came up with a as if I was logged into WordPress at the top of it. That was weird. So yeah, so this is a 50k account. So I've got 5k target on this. So I'm doing their experienced trader program, which is this one. It's done it again. Look. I'm logged into some bloke called James Test's WordPress account. Oh, they can make it up. I'm not holding out much hope for this company either because their website is based on WordPress and basically there's some kind of glitch with it at the moment. Let's see what happens if we try and edit this page with Elementor. Doesn't let you. I'm not being funny, but some of these prop firms, I think they're going to be around literally for a couple of weeks and then they're off. Anyway, yeah, so I've done this one. So I've done the 50k account. It's a single phase evaluation. I've got 6% drawdown. Realistically, I've got 3% drawdown because obviously that's all I can do every day, which is 3% is, what's that? 50k times 3%. 1,500. So I've got $1,500 drawdown I can go into as a maximum. And that'll be taken from my obviously high of the day. And I've got 10% profit target. So I've got to make 5k basically with 1.5k drawdown. So I'm going to have a crack at that. But now that I've seen that there's something weird going on with their website. Oh dear. I'm not having much luck with prop firms at the moment. Anywho. So let's have a look at the markets. The other thing I like about this this account I've got with this Funded Trading Plus company is you got everything in one place as well. So I've got all the indices, I've got all crypto, and I've also got the US dollar index. He says, where's the US dollar index gone? Bear with me a sec, let me just find the index. US dollar basket index. So we've got the Dixie in here as well. So we're going to have more than one chart platform open, which is good. Yeah, it's a good draw card if it works. Sometimes I might miss a last buy stop, last sell stop. Not quite sure what you mean there. Is it possible to have a last buy limit, last sell limit button? Oh, what, you're talking about the price action dash. A last buy limit, last sell limit. If I missed the stop, but I want to get the same price from the last candle, I can now press the limit button. You could do, yeah. I would just enter with the market order though, if you've missed the entry, or don't take the trade. But I could do. I'm not too keen on putting too many more buttons on there. That's the only thing, because you haven't got a lot of space. Quick, hit his Bitcoin wallet. Yeah, that's funny. There's obviously some glitch, isn't there? It's only that page though. Look, if you go to any of the other pages, if I open all these other pages, none of the other pages do it. But if you go to the Experienced Trader program, it logs you in with James Test, info@traderoomplus.com. Let's see if I can edit his profile. No, you can't actually do anything. So something, I don't know. Doesn't bode well, does it? Anyway. Right. Let's have a look at what's going on. Also, fairly simple rules to stay within. Not too many of them, David. Yeah. So this Funded Trading Plus firm. Literally, the only rule is do not hit drawdown. That's it. And you've got to have a stop loss on every position, which is fine. Right. So this morning, we got 7 minutes to the open because I've been ranting. So this morning we've had some decent movement on the indices. The DAX has been absolutely flying. We've done the gap fill across the board. The Nasdaq has done the gap fill. So has the S&P, and so has the FTSE. Again, I've got FTSE now as well, which is great because I'd like to actually start trading the FTSE as well. And the Dow has just done its gap fill as well. So we've had a good push up across the board. So this afternoon, I think I'm looking for at least a pullback, if not basically a green to red move today. So we'll see what goes on there. Crypto today has done very much the same thing. So we've had a little bit of a push up on the crypto, and US dollar has come down to do its gap fill as well. So everything basically is all sort of playing out on the gap fills, which is very nice. So this afternoon, I think probably a little bit of a push up on the US dollar, but the market seems to be fairly stable at the minute, and we've got some movement across the board on the euros as well. So all these euros basically have put in a very, very, very strong London session. There's not really any real reason I can see from a news perspective on this. So the only thing I can think of at the moment is we are getting some manipulation ahead of Thursday. Obviously, Thursday is the refinancing rate for the euro. So I think we're probably seeing some unwinding of positions that people have got into ahead of the rates on Thursday, and then Thursday we will probably see that drop again. So be interesting to see what happens with these euros. I kind of want to give it this week on Forex just to let the market settle into some kind of normality. The pound's had a good strong morning as well. So everything is starting to kind of look like it's recovering. The New Zealand's are all unwinding from their pushes on Friday. So it looks on paper like we are just getting profit take moves at the minute on everything that we've kind of had so far. So it's all basically profit take moves and unwinding of current positions, which is good. But I want to give this more time, the market, to see where it actually settles and see what sort of continuation moves we get on things. So any of these RSI extensions that we've had potentially could start to unwind now. So any of these that you got into basically are starting to move in your direction, but difficult to know whether or not they're going to continue, or we are just seeing pullbacks on these things. So euro, for example, obviously we are pulling back. This is a hell of a pullback we've got to put in, isn't it, on all these euro pairs? So any kind of fib retracement is kind of out the window, I think, on that. I can't see the euro getting strong enough to get all the way back up to a 50, 60, 18 retracement on those, or even anywhere near the 24 moving averages, but we will see. So the question was how much of this movement was money being dumped out of the markets, or how much of this was speculative? And obviously the speculative shorts in here will be taking profits on their positions. So this move up here will be as much as they want to do a profit take before driving it further back down, but you can't trade off of things like this. No idea. Never seen anything like that before, so no idea where it's going to go or how long it's going to come back up for. So if you want to trade these, obviously, I'd be more inclined to look for short positions on them when we see signs of weakness coming through, but we will see. Harry, am I safe with trade 245? Please, your views on where New Zealand dollar, US dollar is headed this week. Trade 245. I don't know. I don't know about Trade 245. I'm not familiar with them. I've never heard of them. Looks to me like they're based in South Africa, though. When you go onto their website, it fills out the default as South Africa. But I don't know who they are, so I can't help you on that one. Sorry. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Nice pullback at the moment. As I say, this one we would expect to see US dollar strength, but the New Zealand dollar is massively strong at the moment as well. So I can't really give any idea on which way this is going. All I would say is look for support resistance on this. I'm going to have to muck about with my lines again. I hate setting up new MT4s. So yeah, looking for a pullback. We've already had the bounce on that one there. Look. So potentially looking for a support bounce somewhere around there in continuation, maybe. But yeah, difficult to tell at the moment on that one. You don't need a stop loss on their experienced trader program. Do you not? I thought you did. Trading rules. So I'm just reading their trading rules. It doesn't matter anyway. I'm going to be using a stop loss. Oh, no, you don't. Correct. That's good. Not that I'm not going to use a stop loss anyway, but I'm sure there was one that you needed a stop loss on, wasn't there? I'll have a look. But anyway, yeah, I'm not doing that one. I'm doing the experience one. So, single phase. That's what we like. Right. So, I'm not going to trade this account today. I'm going to start trading this account tomorrow, I think. Trade the DAX and everything. So this afternoon, I'm going to go for it on my, on this account and see what happens, I think. Market's open. So looking for drops on everything today. And see if I can get this $630 odd loss back that they've forced me into today. Annoyingly. So that would be the best thing to do today is just get that loss back. But this is the danger of these evaluation accounts. You treat them as if they're not real accounts, and it's not a real account, is it? It's an evaluation. So what I do in this is kind of not massively important, but yeah. So the idea today is try and get this one back to break even, I think. You know that wick buy you were contemplating during today's live session in Frankfurt Open? If there was a limit buy for the last candle, this may have enticed you enough to press it. Yeah. But I'd rather see it play out and then get into the market rather than entering a limit. The reason I don't like limit orders is because you're trying to catch a falling knife, basically. So if you have a limit order right now, so let's say for example we had a limit order up there, if this suddenly goes like that and puts a whacking great candle in, it's either an immediate stop out or an immediate massive drawdown. Yeah, if this pushes up there and then comes down and puts in a whacking great shooting star, pending order under there is a much more efficient way to enter the market than try to get in just because price has pushed up, which is why I haven't got any limit buttons on that dashboard. On that EA. But yeah, I can see how a limit might help you. I'm just wondering, have you actually tried to place a limit order? Have you tried to while we're waiting for the open to open. Hold on. So if I place now a sell at last, a sell stop at last with a stop on this candle, does it place a limit order? Oh, let's turn auto trading on. That'd help, wouldn't it? Yeah, you go. Look, you can sell limit. So it will place a limit order. So if we're down there, so this does limit orders already, Ming. Go and have a look, play in the tester. I was just curious as to because I've programmed it to enter an order there, and the code says to enter a pending order. It doesn't say to enter a limit order or a stop order. It enters the order type based on where you are with price and where price currently is. So if you hit that button, that sell stop last, it will automatically place one at the wick low of the last candle. So that button already does what you want, in effect. Just cancel that off because I don't want that trade on. Three short. So first 5 minute candles in. Open with a nice short move. So I'm just going to draw some levels on here just for where we're potentially coming down to. Obviously lows there. Since no such button exists, your thoughts were either skip it or wait to see it or market order it. Yeah. You did get it eventually, but a limit button creates a bit more flexibility. Yeah. So I mean that does kind of do it, doesn't it, at the moment? Decent volume coming, 30k on the first candle. Nice rejection on the NAS and the Dow. Let's have a quick look at what the DAX is up to. Let me just quickly check I haven't got auto trading. I'll just turn auto trading off. So I don't want to let's take any trades. So nice bearish engulfing on the DAX. We're up at 125 ADR as well on the DAX. So we've had a really good strong move. So we are due a drop. 3 contracts short. Okay, got a bit of bullish price action coming in on the Nasdaq. So if you look at the S&P on the hourly, we've got that nice breakout down below this level, which has been holding very, very, very nicely. And that breakup we've had now would be indicative of basically market structure south. It's 4 contracts short now. Hence is why I'm looking for shorts on this today. We've had a decent push up. I think we're definitely due some more downside, but it's whether or not it wants to do more of a pullback today. So we will see. Okay, a bit of indecision candle gone in there. Dow's still very weak. Inside bar formed on the DAX. So that euro odd, we were down to 2.3 or 2.6 today. So that's pulled back a lot. Did anybody take any euro longs today? Just out of interest. Or any pound longs? Should have done pretty well if you did. Just reading the blood on screen. Gets 28 pips, 1.6 of my bank profit. Excellent. So I'm going to give this basically breathing room up to high of day. It's either going to push a little bit higher or not. But it's a pretty big day. Obviously, with that big push down and full retracement today. So longing GA customer service, excellent. Euro New Zealand and pound odd. Cool. Just be a little careful with those trades because we just don't know when they're going to. I mean, it's it's a beautiful 3-bar reversal gone in at 100% ADR off the back of a shooting star on pound odd. Just be a bit careful. Short the DAX, excellent. Just closed Euro New Zealand. Yeah, I would be very careful with these. Big bearish move. I mean, obviously this doesn't mean that it's coming down. It's just obviously we've had a little bit of a pullback. So just watch these levels and these gaps. Yeah, all the gaps have been bought up on the way down so far. So 5 contracts short. Testing the 50. We're coming down to test this first level here. That's high. And then second level there. So if we can crack that, we should be good down to this 42.72 level. Euro US dollar doing well on the dive. got a strong dollar. At the open, I can tell it's a strong dollar at the open because the indices are coming down hard. AE, Aussie US is falling. Yeah. So everything's going to be falling against the US dollar. There's a lot of money coming in for the US dollar at the minute. Oil has filled the gap, is it? I haven't looked at oil today. This afternoon, rather. I've only got Spotlight Crude. Yeah. Is that WTI? Same thing, isn't it, really? Yeah. Yeah, so that is WTI. Spotlight. What do they call it? Where's it gone? Yeah, there. Spotlight Crude, they call it. Okay, 5 contracts short still. Cracked that first level, so probably be looking for a bit of a pullback from here. It's going to need a bit of a breather. Yeah, it's a nice. I wasn't sure on that gap fill on the oil. I don't trade oil normally, and with what's going on at the moment and oil prices, I was a little bit dubious about that one anyway. I know the DAX and the indices tend to fill much more regularly, so that's why I took that one. But oil, obviously, yeah, filled very, very nicely, and it's so expensive. Very difficult to tell what's going to happen with oil moving forward. 150 to 180 a barrel is not off the cards, I don't think, for oil. Okay, approaching second potential support. Still got really good selling volume coming in. There's more volume coming in the third 5-minute candle than we had initially at the open. So some serious selling pressure coming in at the moment on the NAS. $2 a litre in Canada, is it? Yeah, I wouldn't have the courage to short oil right now. No, not. Be chasing it down there. I'd be more inclined to trade a bounce off of that. Euro US dollar short 42 pips. Ready to close maybe? Euro US dollar, yeah. If you short it, I'd keep hold of it if I were you. I think that's a really good spot to be shorting. Look at the wicks on the hourly. Yeah, look at that sell propulsion there, that propulsion gap. So it came straight up into that propulsion gap, rejected. They had a second crack at it, rejected. They've had a third crack at it, taking out those highs, rejected. There's a lot of selling pressure coming in. Obviously a lot of US dollar buying happening at the moment. So if that continues, there's no reason why that one shouldn't go. If you've got 42 pips on it at the minute, maybe break even it. See if you can ride it. So big old bearish engulfing on 15 minute and just about to get a reversal alert on it as well. Okay, second support. If I do pass this challenge on this ETF, on this elite account, I'll be very interested to see what happens with the funding on it, as to how quick the funding happens and whether or not they actually fund, considering they screwed up the evaluation. I might email them actually. If I can get this back to break even today, I might email them and say, could you possibly give me all the profit that you stole from me on this move? See what they say. You never know. If you don't ask, you don't get. Highly unlikely, but anyway. Don't worry about that sound. It's Brinks picking up my trade. Still got very good volume. Decent volumes coming through on the NAS. What do I do? What do I do? $430 in profit. Do I ride this or do I? Yeah, let's ride it. What the hell? Karakezi. What are the best prop firms for US residents? I don't know. I'm not in the US. But prop firms, as far as I'm aware, because you are not taking out a contract with any trading broker, I don't think it makes any difference where you are in the world. Prop firms accept people from all over the world. So whichever one suits your risk and your trading style is the answer always to that. For me, I'm always looking for anybody that doesn't trail a stop. But some people want high drawdown. Some people want low leverage so they can control their position sizing and over trading. It's entirely up to you, really. Read the rules of each one and see which one suits you the best. And obviously it depends if you want to trade futures or CFDs, whether you want to trade indices, crypto. Obviously you need to look at their instruments. I have to say, with this company that I've just started this evaluation with, I'm well impressed with their spreads. Super tight spreads on the DAX. Oh. Where's the... Where's the ask then? P, where are you? Spread. Yeah, 15, 1.5 pips basically on the DAX, 150. It's tiny. I mean, literally, you can't even see the spread. It's not there. NASDAQ, absolutely tiny. If these are the spreads you get on a live account funded with these guys, these are the best broker I've seen out there, 8 cap. If you want to trade Forex, yeah, pretty much any. They all do Forex basically. So all brokers do Forex. Yeah. Take it all of half. Take it all or half. You talking about me or your trade? I missed it. What's the name of the company? This one. This company is called Funded Trading Plus. Funded Trading Plus. They use 8cap as their broker. I know 8cap. I've never had an account with 8cap. Although, I never trust any spreads I see in a demo account. I never trust them, because spreads in a demo account quite often are different spreads in a live account. So it'd be interesting to open a live account with 8cap and have a look at what their live spreads are. But their demo spreads are very tight, so which is what you want if you're scalping. Spread's the most important thing. So we're just finding support at the minute down there. So looking for a pullback on this initial move. So 61.8. I mean, anywhere up into this gap, potentially we could see a pullback. Continuation, assuming we are going short today. Obviously, we may go long. Who knows? I'm just going to do a partial there. If we get back down to this the next support, I'm just going to go for a partial down there. If we get there. Higher days safe now, I think. Famous last words. Pull back on the DAX as well. Oh, my fibs are all going to be wrong as well on here, aren't they? Yep. So DAX is in the middle of a pullback at the minute. It's touching the 50. Karakezi, just finished your 5-day course. Will be purchasing your indicators. Would you recommend using market reversal and ADR reversal indicator together? Yeah, market reversal, definitely. If you're going to use one, I would go with the ADR, the RSI dash. You don't need the RSI dash, but if you want to, I mean, the RSI dash is the one that I cannot live without. The RSI dash is like the cornerstone of everything I do, basically. So ADR is very, very useful for finding entries, but you will find that everything extended on there, it depends what type of trading you want to do, but everything you find that is extended on there, you will find it extended on the hourly RSI dash as well, and quite often on the 4-hour RSI dash. And at the moment, you kind of have to take these with a pinch of salt. Anything on ADR at the moment is, obviously ADRs are all over the place at the minute. We've had such strong moves. The Euro odd and the Euro New Zealand is not normally 250 plus ADR, nowhere near. So a lot of these ADRs at the moment are out of the completely out of the park. And the fact that we are not just having big ADRs, which are not typical for the pairs, we're also exceeding those ADRs regularly on almost a daily basis at the minute. So it's not something really that is any use at the minute, because we're in a completely unprecedented market condition. But this will be normality a lot faster than ADR will be. I think the RSI dash is much more useful. Nice rejection off the 38. Looking for new session low, which we just got. Customer service. My system is the EA plus the dash, RSI dash. Yeah, I use ADR just for profit targeting, not for taking trades. Yeah, ADR is very useful. People, and a lot of people. We had somebody in the Telegram group last week who was shouting and screaming and swearing and getting cross because it hit 100% ADR and it didn't get a bounce back from 100% ADR. It's not what it's doing. This is telling you how extended it is. And it will tell you when this lights up, if you were long, for example, or for example in this case, if you were short Aussie dollar CAD and this thing hits ADR, that is a signal to tell you to get out of Aussie dollar CAD shorts, because it's hit its normal average daily range. Therefore, there's a good chance we will either get an accumulation or a pullback from here. So the ADR dash has its uses as well. And it's also very useful for getting into shorts and longs based on extensions on the day, because you will quite often get bounces off of those levels. But these will be telling you much more, much better information. Right, I've got a quandary. I am $60 in profit, 75, 87, $62 in profit on this account. Yeah, so that $630 loss I had by those idiots at Elite. Sorry, idiots if Elite, if you're watching. You're not idiots, you just really screwed up the rules, and they're your rules. So do I bank this now and go, right, okay, reset, let's start again, or do I go for the runner? Decisions. Seeing as I'm 3/4 of the way to passing this evaluation, logic would suggest really I should close the lot. But my plan today for indices is short, and I've got a really nice position on. It's a difficult one, isn't it? What do you do? What do you do? I'm just waiting for this to just nip down here and make the decision for me. If that gets back to break even, I'll close the lot out. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, so if we get back to zero there, I'm going to close the lot. Otherwise, it's going to take me out with 3 of those positions. So I'm just going to hover over close. Either way, I'm going to protect myself in case we get a crazy candle. So I'm only going to lose commission today, which is not the end of the world, is it? Yeah, I do want to stick with it, but equally, I also have got that back. Closing it. I can get in again. So I've got that loss back. So back to square one, basically. Now I can start trading sensibly. Oh, Boris is live at Downing Street. What's he on about? Leaders of UK, Canada and the Netherlands hold a press conference. Just wondering if this might be easier to trade on 1 minute today. Quite possibly going to get a really nice trend today. So we may well be hugging the 2050 all the way down. Still got decent sell volume coming in on the NAS as well. We haven't had one green candle on the NASDAQ yet. Still selling. A lot of selling going on. Boris is full of S. I have to agree with you. There's a lot of people with hands up his back making his mouth move, isn't there? And yeah. He's our Trump, isn't he, Boris? He's our Trump. Sorry if you're a Trump supporter. But I'm going to open a GoFundMe page for Boris Johnson to get more expensive haircut. I reckon Carrie does it for him, don't you? When he only gets it cut once every 6 months, doesn't he, I think? Right. What are we doing here? So we got Doji just gone in on the NAS. Got signs of rejection on the Dow. So this might be the start of the pullback, first pullback on these two. Yeah, he's just a puppet. All leaders are puppets. Apart from Putin. Putin is the puppet master, as we can see. Russia has just, it's old news. Russia said that there's going to be more ceasefires to let the civilians out. They said that for 2 days and then they bombed them immediately. Princess Nut rules Boris. Yeah. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in 10 Downing Street. I really would. Princess Nut. I've not heard that before. Okay, decent pullback starting at the moment. Probably going to see US dollar having a little bit of a pullback. Wow. You know, I was just talking about how impressed I was with their spreads. I mean, that's tiny. Literally, it's almost, there is no spread on anything. But look at the US dollar index. Shan't be trading that, obviously. There's a spread on that. I never trade it anyway. Also, the VIX doesn't seem to work. Not quite sure why. I never trade the VIX, but doesn't seem to be working for some reason. Don't know why. I was going to have a look at the VIX, but I can't. Gold's had a bit of a pullback. Looks like it's starting to push again. Princess Nut, that's her name. Be careful what I say. Okay, so we're just pulling back on that euro US dollar. Does look like it wants to come down. We need to see some more dollar movement though. Pounds all pulling back at the open, not a lot. Just had a reversal alert on the pound odd. Aussie dollars still weakening slightly. I mean, all these movements we've had, I mean, how many times do we see, Aussie New Zealand's not a good example, any other Aussie. How many times do we see A-shaped and V-shaped recoveries off of moves this strong? I'm just wondering if we are just going to completely undo this whole war move on everything and get complete A-shaped recoveries on the lot. There's just no precedent for what's going on at the minute, so it's very difficult to sort of plan that sort of trade. But ordinarily, I'd be looking at all these moves and thinking, right, jump on them. But that's not really I mean, you wouldn't make a V. That's not a V, is it? That's just a gradual decline followed by an absolutely catastrophic dump. I mean, there's these Aussie dollars and New Zealand dollars against the euro and the pound, just unbelievable. 2.26 we got down to on the RSI. Never been there, ever. Dutch PM Rutte says, we know now that Putin has used cluster bombs. We know that. We saw the videos of it. Canada is announcing sanctions on 10 individuals. So it looks like this meeting between Boris, Canada and the Dutch is basically just to introduce more sanctions. There's nothing on Forex Factory news-wise at the moment about anything they've said, so it doesn't look like anything important. I'm just watching a press conference on my other monitor, just trying to lip read Boris Johnson, which is obviously impossible because he can't talk properly. Going short one more. Just looking at the tiny pullback that we had here. We've just put in a similar sort of move, so potentially we could be starting next leg down. We need to see this level collapse and then further down from here. I'm going to add another one short on a break of the lows. I keep fairly tight stop on this. Where do I want my stop? Naz has made new lows of the session. Too short. Just taps those lows there. Didn't pop through them though. Like to see a bit more of a pop through that. More strength on the US dollars coming through. Euro US dollars coming down. Johnson's just saying we cannot just stop using oil and gas overnight in Europe. So just talking about obviously very difficult to put more sanctions on Russia with regards to oil and gas, which basically is the main income to fund this war, which we can't turn off. So they're trying to find other ways to sanction basically at the moment, but I don't think they're going to have any impact whatsoever. So it's how low can it go with the euro US dollar at the minute? Still got room. Banked 0.7 on the DAX. Quick scalp. Good job. Don't you hate it when your phone goes off and you look at your notifications and there's nothing there? We're getting a bounce off of support potentially here. So this is the last line of defence before we drop back down to low of the day. So this is a 61.8. Oops, 61.8 retracement on today's move, basically. Nice decent push. We've got a bit of volume dropping off now and then as starting to taper out a little bit. So hopefully we'll just go into a nice steady trend this afternoon. All the way back down to the lows, low of the day. Russia just said their peace conditions. What are they? Surrender at all costs, basically, I'd imagine. DAX has just come down quite hard in that last 5 minutes. So we're back down below Friday's low. That support. Still looking very heavy on the NAS. Give us 2 republics and recognise Crimea as Russia. That's it. So those 2 republics are the ones that are closest to Russia. Obviously, those separatist breakaways and Crimea, and the back rub for relaxation. Yeah. You know what? If Ukraine turned around right now and accepted those conditions, this would not be the end of it anyway, would it? What he's done by invading has upset the entire world. And these sanctions that have been put into place are not just going to suddenly go, oh, okay, yeah, no worries, sorry about that, here you go, oligarchs, you're all okay again. Yeah, and Visa and MasterCard, you can use them again in Russia. They're not just going to turn around and flip all these sanctions on their head after what he's done, the amount of people he's killed and the amount of destruction. Even if they were to agree to that, it can't be the end of this. It may well give the currencies a little bit of respite, though. We might get back to a little bit more normality from that perspective. Taking another little risky sell under these lows. The reason it's risky is I'm selling into support here, potentially. But I think that should be the support of the 61.8 level here. So we're either going to get the bounce here, or I think we're going to pop that and come all the way down. So bit of a risky add to that position, but we'll see what happens. Assuming I get the add, obviously. It's pulling back at the minute. Dollar's not letting up at all at the moment. Dollar. We've had one down candle basically all session. Nice and strong. Very decent wicks on the Dow. Very weak. DAX making new session lows again. UK PM Johnson says Putin is doubling down in Ukraine. Quite sure what you mean by that, Boris. Doubling down. Only he could akin a war like this to a game of poker and get away with it. A little bit of pullback candle starting at the minute. Another 2 minutes left on these candles though. Good rejection wicks going in. Got a feeling I might get filled on that by the looks of these. DAX coming down hard still. Bullish US dollar. Okay, 3 short. Should have held the lot, shouldn't I? Should have held the lot. Never mind. So, next target on this. I would normally say this needs a pullback, but doesn't seem to be wanting any pullback whatsoever today. So we've had those tiny little pullbacks there. We've literally just put in tiny pullback there. So this is all we're getting at the moment, is these tiny little pullbacks. Next stop has been taken out. So really we're coming down to look at these lows and lower the day. Next. Just watching this level on the Dow down here. We just tapped straight off that level to the pit, which is 33, 133. Fairly decent support on the NAS as well, where we are here. So we might find a little bit of resistance support starting to trickle in here. DAX is not stopping though. Okay, just breaking that level on the NAS. It's relentless today, isn't it? Okay, I've got 2 minutes left. I'm just going to see what happens on this candle. Seeing a bit of absorption coming in here. Buyers came in and absorbed that candle. We got complete indecision on that candle, and we don't seem to be able to break the lows at the minute. So I'm just keeping a close eye on this one. Might jump out of this one in a minute. We've got these levels here which are holding. Seeing some buying coming in. Okay, just ticking down again, trying to. Still going. I'm going to close these out here as 136 banked now. Not bad considering I started at 625 in the hole, eh? It's 750 gained on the session. Just going to let it do a little bit of a pullback. Definitely looking a little bit more bullish now. Some rejection on the US dollar as well. So we've got that accumulation we pulled out of. We've just been rejected there. So all the sellers that stepped in and pushed price down from that level have just stepped back in, added. So we may well get a little bit of a pullback on the US dollar before the next leg up. Dixie is respecting the 61.8 retracement. Yeah. I normally have that thicker than that, don't I? Just wonder what that actually does. Doesn't seem to do an awful lot, does it? DAX is still looking bearish. Good rejection there. Good for an entry short. Oh, Boris is still waffling on. Okay, so we're starting the next pullback. Really tight market structure on this. So just had those two. So looking for a similar sort of level pullback, maybe 42.75 level. And then hopefully continuation down to the lows. Just see what price action we get up there. Might actually look at a lower time frame. Haven't even, yeah, we did touch it once, but we haven't pulled back to the 20 at all. Very, very strong trend. That press conference between Boris and the Canadian and Dutch is over. Energy sanctions are on the table, basically, is the next move. So nothing much come out of that at all. Oh, God. Put pending, please. Going to get in one underneath the low of this candle. If we break back down below this candle, this might be the pullback. I'd like to see it get a little bit higher though, ideally, but decent rejection on the NAS. And the DAX. And US dollars pulling back still, so we may see a little bit more of a pullback on this. Really tight accumulation forming now on the 2-minute chart. Got a zigzag forming. It's looking for a break of those lows or those highs. So somewhere in that area there is where I'll be looking for a pullback. 42.75. If we can get up to there, I might just take a short at the 20. Otherwise, hopefully we'll just dump another leg. Okay, so we're still sitting in this accumulation. Not really going anywhere. This might be we're an hour basically and a quarter into the session, so we might be hitting the doldrums now. I'll give it another 5 minutes or so. If it hasn't started putting in a new leg, I might call it a day there. I still think we're going short today. I still think there's a little bit more room to the downside, but volume's definitely dropping off, which is normal. But yeah, DAX is shooting down, or trying to shoot down now. So just gone short one. Let's see if we can get this next leg in. I'm just going to reduce the stop on this this one here, because if this is going to be a continuation of this accumulation, we're going to break to the upside. I just don't want to get too much risk on with it, so keep a fairly tight stop on this one. Which software is this one? This is NinjaTrader for futures. So this is, I'm basically trading futures at the moment rather than CFDs. So 42.60 level is holding at the minute. Double bottom that. NAS has just dropped down to new session lows. DAX is stuck in an accumulation as well. We should go in a minute though. The NAS is still looking strong. Good buy on US 30. It's down there. That's the Dow. Don't know. Could be. Potential support bounce at the moment. It's got a decent amount of pullback if we're going to put a second leg in. So, yeah, could be a good buy. That could also be a flag. $42.45. Okay. Prost has bought the DAX, bought the Dow. Good luck. One of us will be right. I'm short. You're long. Let's see. So, got 2 contracts short now. Just keeping a tight stop on this. The way it's going at the moment, obviously we're getting very, very tight pullbacks. So, looking for another leg down. And then potentially obviously a pullback again, but that's lower day basically. That's the low before the low of the day, 42.45. So I'm just targeting that level with these 2 contracts. This is going to be my last trade of the day basically, just holding it down to there. It's probably going to hit the low of the day, and quite possibly we are going to just smash through it basically. This could just put in another big down day today. But we've had such a big movement today. We've had a really big, strong push down. We've had a really big, strong push up. Now we're on a big downtrend again. We could just sit basically here for the rest of the day and rotate. And obviously just painting a down candle on the day. But if we are going to push for a low, obviously that's probably the safer option. So I've got $135 in the bank. That'll be around about 220, 250, something like that. So that'll do me today, considering I was 630 down when I opened. Through no fault of my own. Thank you, Elite. Your stop is under the wick. But there is a bullish engulfing on M15. Yeah. There is. Correct. I'm not trading M15, I'm trading M5. Right. In case to buy, sell to scale in without stop loss, you can set stop loss to 0 or use fix lot. And close button should close all auto manual trades when needed. No, these buttons affect any trades you've taken with the toolkit. They won't do anything to any manual positions or any positions you've taken with a different magic number. They work off the magic number. So if you've got different magic number. If I hit the buy button now with 100 and then I change this to 150 and hit the close button, it won't do anything because it's going, I haven't got any trades with 150 to do. So, and you can't trade without stop loss with this. If you want to, you can just cancel it. So if you want to hit buy and then just cancel your stop, you can do that. But you can't trade without, it won't trade without a stop loss. No, it's a scalping tool, price action. So it's not designed for position trading at all. So they've got this final propulsion gap here, which we are testing at the moment. This one's not really strong. It's in an accumulation. So this propulsion gap here was the start of the move, and that one there. So these are the two that we got. Well, we didn't get one at that, did we? But we got rejection there. We didn't get one there. So I wouldn't really class this as a potential support. The next temporary ceasefire is about to start, apparently. So we can try and get some civilians out. Three-bar reversal going in on the Nasdaq. Very weak volume on the buys though. Just made new lows on the session on the DAX. Only just though. Definitely starting to peter out. Double bottom just gone in on, or triple bottom if you include that candle. Just gone in on the DAX, on the Dixie. So potentially bullish on the Dixie, which is good. Profster, you've just been taken out on your long. So new lows just gone in. Just approaching support on the NAS, next level of support as well. If we can get through this level on the NAS, I think we're definitely good for a further drop on the S&P. Now Profster's been taken out there, we're probably going to see it pump, because obviously what happens every time you have your stop taken out is the market immediately reverses in your direction, which makes you revenge trade. And then you get in long because you got it right, and then as soon as you get in long, the market turns back around and goes the other way and takes out your stop again. So we should see a pump now, if that theory is true. I'm just going to reduce my stop again. We're really slowing down here. NAS has just bounced off support. There we go. Bit of a pop through the bottom on the lows. NAS is looking like it might think about taking the lows out. DAX has put another new low of the session in. Ooh, these Aussies are coming down hard. Very nice. So if you've got those longs on the euros, still doing well on those. Still holding. Apart from euro US dollar, which won't be, but all the other euros doing pretty good. And against the pound, so it looks like the pound is weak. Still stronger than the New Zealand, but yeah, really weak pound, really weak. Still. NAS is holding on support. And we've got left 3 minutes. Just want to see if NAS can break that low. If we can get that low taken out on the NAS, I'll probably leave this one to run. If that holds, I'll probably just close this out and take what I've got. Dow's making new lows. Pound US dollar will be coming down, Profiter. NAS just popped through there. Temporarily just wicked through it. I'm just getting ready to close these out. Getting a decent bounce off there. We popped through there and it immediately got absorbed and rejected. We might see a bit of buying pressure coming through. Just getting ready to jump ship. I don't really want to take a loss on this one. Okay, 42.60's holding. Just about. New 5-minute candle's done. So, inside bar on both. So, still no signs of real bull strength at the moment. Not particularly bearish either, though. More bearish than bullish, but still a bit slow down here, isn't it? Grinding to a halt a little bit. Nice bounce off of ADR there, but wouldn't want to long that one today, not with the strength of the US dollar. Okay, just pulling a tiny little stop on that. This level is what I'm looking for a profit, and obviously then we just got low of the day basically below that, so I'm just going to target that a little bit more conservative. So either going to TP it or get stopped out with a tiny little stop. Either way, one or the other. I think probably we're going to go for low of the day at some point, but we're getting a bit extended away from the moving average now. Looks like it wants to pull back. We're getting real slowing down now, starting to flatten out. So I don't really want to risk it. So I'm just going to let that one run out. I've got 130 odd banked, so good session, $700. Did 550 this morning on the DAX. So good day overall, despite being stuffed by the prop firm. But hey, we won't talk about that anymore. Watch the replay if you missed that bit. So yeah, basically that's the plan for the afternoon. I'm not going to trade anymore today. So I'm going to, tomorrow, I'm going to start trading this account. This is the new prop account, 50k. So I'm going to start trading this one as of tomorrow. Just indices again at the minute until the FX markets calmed down and given us some ideas on directional bias. So we'll see how that one goes tomorrow. I'm just going to trade the DAX, and I'll probably do a little bit in here as well. I don't want to overtrade it though, so I'm either going to flick between the futures and the CFDs, depending on which takes my fancy really. But I kind of like to get this elite account hit target, so I'm $550 away from hitting target on this. I've got to trade it 10 days though, so I've only done 5. So I'm 3/4 of the way to target in 5 days. So that's the point. I've still got to trade this for 5 days. That's annoying. I want to get a little bit of a buffer. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens when that gets funded as to what the trading conditions are like. If it gets funded, obviously. Got to get there yet. Proster, have you ever over-leveraged on news? Yes. No, not over-leveraged on news. No. What do you mean on news, though? What, news trading? No, not over-leveraged, no. I've tried news trading. I had a go at news trading on the non-farm last week. Didn't go anywhere, though. So, yeah. News trading is suicide. Don't do it. It's good while it lasts, but like you just said, it will cause you to over-leverage because you'll get cross. Because you will get slipped out, you'll put a stop in place, and you'll go, oh, I'm going to lose $200. Then all of a sudden you lose $400 because you've got slippage. You get cross, you go and try and get that back. It will flip back the other way, and before you know it, you've lost $2,000, and then you've blown an account. Don't do it. Do it in futures. Futures isn't so bad because you don't get much slippage in futures. So I won't bore you with this trade because I've got a feeling this trade is going to literally take half an hour to either get one way or the other at the moment. Either that or it's just going to pop up and take me out. Either way, I don't mind. Just make your mind up. So I'm going to let that one run. So 130 something net at the moment. So I'll be finishing probably around about $100 if that stops out, or $250 odd if it hits TP. So tomorrow, we've got no news again. Another boring day for the news. Euro US dollar future direction hinges on this. No, Euro US dollar future direction is south. So no news tomorrow. We've got low speaking tomorrow evening. So we've got nothing to affect us from a news perspective tomorrow at all either. And then on Wednesday, obviously, we've got job openings at 3 o'clock. So nothing much to talk about tomorrow. So we'll just be normal price action trading. They got taken out on that. So ended up $100. Tomorrow's plan is 750 as usual. We'll do the Frankfurt Open, trade the DAX, and have a little look. See if we can get some gap fills done again tomorrow. And if not, obviously just trade whatever price action is off of the back of today. So where we are at the moment with all the indices is obviously fairly nice down day. We're looking for a continuation, third leg. So this, I suspect, is the pullback. So we should be looking for shorts on everything at the moment. And if we gap down, looking for obviously gap fills before the short plays go in. So be looking for the same thing tomorrow, really, just looking for short opportunities. But today we've kind of put in a fairly decent range already. And as we've got no news catalysts today, I suspect we're probably just going to end up in a rotation for the rest of the day. We might well get an end of day flurry. So looking sort of somewhere around about 7 or 8 o'clock tonight to get a sell-off or a pop. But apart from that, just be a little bit careful. We're going into the doldrums now. So we're probably just going to have a very, very slow, grindy pullback. And then something like that a little bit later on. So I suspect we've seen most of the movement today. So I'll call it a day there. I'll be back at 7:50 tomorrow morning, usual time. We'll do the Frankfurt Open. If you've got any FX trades on, obviously just be careful with those at the minute. The Euros obviously have had a nice little push. But we are tiring on those as well. And the Aussie dollars as well. I'm just looking at my other monitor. The Aussie dollars are starting to roll over as well. Everything's starting to roll over very, very slowly. So at the moment, there's no directional bias on anything because everything's just reacting to the war at the moment. But hopefully we'll start to see some continuations off of these pullbacks. So if we get some bullish price action coming back on these, I suspect we should be looking short term at least for longs on all of these. That Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar came straight out of that gap that I drew in this morning. That zone that I drew in. So nice rejection. But yeah, all very, very, very difficult at the minute, isn't it? So I'll leave it there today. Anything you need, come into the live room. Into the live room? You're in the live room. Anything you need, come into the Telegram group. I'll be in there. But yeah, tomorrow morning I'll be doing a bit more DAX and then we'll see how we go tomorrow. But look for pullbacks on these, and then once we get a pullback, look for drops towards the end of the day, I think. But whatever you're doing, good luck. And I will be back tomorrow morning at 7:50. So have a good afternoon. See you then.